Welcome back to the channel. Today we will be going through an entire process of retouching a portrait in Photoshop. As you saw in the intro, a lot of changes had been made to the portrait, including frequency separation, color grading, lip retouch, eye retouch, and a lot more stuffs. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the tutorial. So here I have my portrait open in the Explorer. So let's bring it to Photoshop. See, this is a ARW file, that is a raw file, so it will open up in Camera Raw first. Let's click on OK. See, the image has been opened in Camera Raw. So here you can see that there are a lot of problems in this image. We will fix everything one by one, but first let's do some global adjustments. For that we will go to the basic panel and play with the temperature slider. Just play with all the sliders here. I will go through them one by one. Let's make this image little bit blue, and let's add a purple tint to the image. We'll also increase the exposure a little bit, increase the contrast. We'll decrease the highlight to bring back the details in the highlights, like you can see here. If you increase it, you will lose details, and if you decrease it, see, you are getting back the details in the highlights. So let's keep it somewhere -80. Now let's increase the shadows. To increase the details in the shadows, let me zoom into the shadows here. See, these are the shadows. Let's increase the shadows. See, we are bringing back details in the shadows. That is enough. Now let's decrease the white point slider, or maybe increase it a little bit. Let's decrease the black point slider just a tiny. This looks okay. Now zoom into the image at 100%. Set this point to 100%. Increase the texture a very tiny bit. See, this will make the skin little harsh and it will accentuate the textures. Also increase the clarity, which is contrast in the midtones. No need to touch the DH slider. Let's increase the vibrance. Let's first fit it to the screen. Increase the vibrance a little bit. Let's decrease the saturation a little bit. The image looks too saturated. See, this is okay. Now let's go to the curve, and we'll go to the tonal curve here and just play with the curves. Brighten the shadows, darken the midtones, brighten the highlights. Just see what looks good. So this is good enough. Let me decrease the cyan for the image. For that, go to the red channel and increase the reds very tiny bit. Also bring back in the midtones. So this is okay. Now go to the detail tab and again zoom into the image and reduce the sharpening. By default there is 40 sharpening in raw files, so decrease it around 25-30, and also decrease the radius. We will only apply it to the edges, so hold on Alt and increase the masking slider. See, this is okay. There are a lot of noise in the image, so we'll reduce it. So increase the noise and decrease the detail again to bring back some of the details which are lost. You can also increase the contrast. This is okay. Again fit it to screen. We will not change anything in the HSI tab, not required. I will only increase the reds a little bit and saturate the reds and the yellows a little bit so that the skin pops out a little more. I will also play with the hues of the red because it is looking a little orangish greenish. I think the contrast is little less, so increase it. You can change the values later if you want. Now let's go to the effect slider, and we will not add any grain because already there is a lot of noise in the image. So we'll add vignette to the image. First decrease the vignette a little bit to give a vignette to the edges and increase the feather so that the vignette is very soft and blurred out. Let's play with the calibration. We'll give a little bit of magenta tone to the shadows and play with the other sliders. See what looks good. See, this is okay. Once let's look at the before and after. Click on this to look at the before and after. See, this is the before and this is the after. See, this is the before and this is the after. Now let's open it as an object. Just click on this arrow and click open as object. After this, the image will open as a smart object in Photoshop. Now we will carry out some more things like frequency separation. For that, first of all, we will remove the larger blemishes. Let's take a new layer for that and go to the healing brush tool. Hold on Alt, sample an area and then click on the blemishes. See, this will get removed. Just see that the sample is current and below. See, we have removed all the blemishes. Now we will carry out frequency separation. There are a lot of processes to do a frequency separation. I've already created an action for that. You can download this action from the description. It is free of cost. No money or any ads are required there. So here we have the action, skin smoothing, Photoshop simplified. There is a first action. You will get two more actions for free there. So just click on the first action and click on play. It will ask apply Gaussian blur up to a point where you lose all skin details. Click on stop and play again. Zoom into the image and see where you lose all the skin details. 7.2 looks fine here. Click on OK and all other things will be done. Just click on continue, and after that just ignore this layer for a while or turn it off and go to the low frequency layer. We will take the lasso tool and select a area. Don't select the hair area, just select the skin area. Add a feather of about 12-15 pixels. I keep it at 11-12. Let's keep it at 12. Then go to filter, blur and Gaussian blur. Just increase the blur so that the skin smoothens out. Don't increase it too much or you will see that other colors are getting included here. Keep it as low as possible. Click on OK. See, once look at the before and after before proceeding forward. See, this is the before and this is the after. You can see that the colors are smoothing out. So you have to do the same thing with the image again and again. Sometimes areas like this can be a little bit trickier, so for that you can use the patch tool. You will find it under the healing brush tool or the spot healing brush tool. Go to the patch tool, select this area, click on source and then drag it below. It will take some more time. Just repeat the process again and again until you get the required result. See, this area is okay, but still it is little bit dark. For that we'll go to the layer 2. We'll take a brush here. We'll decrease the flow to 4%. Sample a color from this area or lighter area. Go to the layer 2 and then paint over this area. See, this looks okay, but also you have to play with the textures here. So go to the high frequency, take the patch tool and repeat the same process as you did with the low frequency. See, but here it will not look good because that area is bumpy and the area from which we are sampling is very flat. For that we'll go to edit, fade patch selection and then decrease the opacity. It will fade out the last carried out task. See, this is okay. So now this looks better. Once let's look at the before and after. Let me zoom in. This is the before, very much problems in the skin, and this is after. I will take some more time to do this. Let me speed up that part for you. Now after this we'll carry out some global adjustments to the skin. For that we'll take a curves adjustment layer. We'll increase the curves. Now double click on the blank area side of the curves. This will open up the layer styles and then remove it from the darker areas of the underlying layer. Now hold on Alt and click between the lines. This will separate the sliders and it will make a smoother transition. So this is actually adding a shine to the image. You can play with the slider. This is okay, but we don't want it all over the image. So invert the layer mask, take a brush, increase the flow and then paint over the image. So this is before and this is after. This is before, this is after. So while we are zoomed out, we can't see the lips here, but when you zoom in, you can see that there are a lot of cracks to the lips. So now we'll retouch the lips. But before that, I will correct the shape of the lips. It is not looking nice at this left side. So let's correct it. For that, take the pen tool and make a path around the lip. See, this is the shape I want. This shape is completely subjective according to our image. So now we'll hit on Control and Enter. This will change it into a selection. We'll take a new layer, go to the clone stamp tool, and we'll sample from an area below. And now just paint here. See, now this is looking so sharp. So we'll decrease the opacity to bring back some of the details back. Say this is the before, not nice, and this is the after, looks much more better. Now we'll remove the cracks from the lips. For that we'll again need to use the frequency separation. But the problem with the actions is that if you have named a layer in an action, like here I have named low frequency using the action, it will mess up with the names. So for that, let's first rename this to low and this to high. Now go to the topmost layer, go to the action, and then play the frequency separation. Play again. Now the blur should not be same as before because the lips has different textures. So go to a texture until only the normal skin textures are removed, not the cracked ones. You have to keep the cracked textures in the low frequency layer, not in the high frequency. So just remove the normal skin textures. Now it will play automatically. Now just click on continue and just we have to repeat the same process. See, this is before and this is after. This is before, this is after. So now we are done correcting the skin. So now we'll apply some lookup tables to make the image more vibrant. For that, go to the new adjustment layer icon and then click on color lookup. Here select the crisp warm color lookup table. See, this gives a very warm tint to the highlights. So we'll keep it only to the highlights because it is making the shadows very dark. So you guessed it right, we'll use the blend if. We'll go to the underlying layer and then separate it. Don't worry, it is looking overdone, so we'll reduce the opacity little. Just break it apart and then reduce the opacity to 50%. See, this is before and this is after. You can only paint over the highlights also, but this looks better. It is giving a golden skin type effect to the skin. But now as you can see that the image is very vibrant and colorful and bright, but the eyes are very dull. So we'll make the eyes pop out more. So we'll go to curves, increase the curves, and then change it to color dodge. Invert it, take a brush, make it large, increase the flow to around 70-80%, zoom into the image, take the white as the foreground color, and then dab once on the eye, dab once more on the other eye. Now remove it from the excess areas. See, this is before and this is after. This looks too much, so you can reduce the fill. It will have a different effect as opacity in the color dodge blending mode because it is one of the 8 special blending modes which is different effects in opacity and fill. So decrease the opacity a little bit. Now check the before and after. This is nice. So we'll zoom out from the image and we'll add some more color lookup tables here. One of the color lookup tables, let's try candlelight. Yeah, this looks okay. But we'll remove it both from the highlights and the shadows, but very softly. Just hold on Alt and click between the lines, separate it and take it apart. Do the same thing for the highlights part. See, this is all of the stuffs has made the image look very flat. So we'll do some overall dodging burning. We'll not do pixel perfect dodging and burning, but we'll do a overall one. So for that, go to curves, make a bright curve, double click on the right side of the layer and remove it from the dark areas. This will be much more softer than the shine one. See, this is accentuating the highlights and we'll do a same thing for the dark areas. Decrease the curves, double click on the right side and then remove it from the highlights. Break it apart and then just decrease the opacity because this is looking too much in this image. Just group them and name it dodge and burn. See, this is before and this is after. See, just two simple curves layer and it has brought so much dimension to the image. Just decrease the highlights also because it is looking too much. Now you can see that it is looking too blue, so I will decrease the blues a little bit. For that you can go to the camera filter again, or you can just use a hue and saturation. Go to the blues or go to the blues or cyans, maybe either of them will work here. Go to the blues first and decrease it a little bit. I think cyan will work here. Go to cyans and decrease it. See, this looks much better. And also you can go to the reds and increase it a tiny bit. It will give a pop to the skin. Now we'll add a spotlight effect to the model. For that, go to curves. Curves is everything, man. Just decrease the curves. Take a large brush, make it hard. Just hold on Alt and drag using the right mouse button. It will make it hard, and if you drag up, it will make it soft. Drag it down, make it hard. Take black as the foreground color, increase the flow, and dab once on the model. See, this is so harsh. For now, you can go to the properties from here. Just double click on the curves and click on this. This is the layer mask property, or you can also go from the window and then followed by properties here. Select the layer mask and increase the feather. Increase the feather fully. It is just like adding blur, but it is much more controlled. And decrease the opacity to around 65-60%. I think this is too much still. Let's go to 50. See, this is okay. Once I will show you the complete before and after. This is the before and this is the after. See, this looks so nice, but it is still too much blue. So we'll again go to the hue and saturation and decrease the cyans a little more. See, once again, let's look at the before and after. Let me zoom into the image. See, this is the before and this is the after. This looks pretty nice. You can add more sharpening to the skin if you want. See, these areas a little bit blurred out. So let's add a sharpening layer. For that, make a snapshot. Control Alt Shift and E. Change this blend mode to overlay. Go to filter, other, and high pass. Let's zoom into 100%. 100% is the best zoom to see the details. See, this is 100. And just increase the radius until you are satisfied with the sharpening. Make a negative layer mask. Hold on Alt and click on layer mask. It will generate a negative layer mask for the image. Make it small and make it soft. Take the white foreground color and then just paint over the areas you need. I think there has been some processing issue and the filter did not generate the textures properly. So let me quickly do it for you. So you can see here that it was set to 0.1. I don't know why, because I think my computer is lagging a lot. So that's why I think there was an issue. Let's keep it to 3.4. See, this is too much, so we'll decrease the overall opacity for this. Now you can see that due to some of the settings we applied here, the half part looks a lot magenta and the other half looks a lot yellow. Let me check which layer makes that problem. I think it is the color lookup. This is the layer which is making the issue. I think the blend diff is making the issue here. Let me bring back the slider back here. See, now this is okay. Again, here we have some problem. Let me fix that really quickly. This is the final result. Once let's look at the before and after. This is the before and this is the after. But if you are uploading it to Instagram, we have the background color as white. So for Instagram it is looking too dark. So for that you can make a curves here and just increase the curves a tiny bit and it will make the image lot brighter and it will compensate for the background color of the Instagram. So this is all for today's tutorial. Hope you liked it, and if you did, just hit on that subscribe button and click the bell to stay notified for all my further videos. Thanks for watching and good night.